After 2 away games and 2 defeats, it's back to Fortress Home Park for Argyle this afternoon. 3 straight wins on the bounce for the Greens here, and they haven't won 4 in a row since their return to the Championship. All the build-up is coming your way over the next half an hour here on Argyle TV. Preston are the visitors, and will Wayne Rooney's side be able to turn this little dip in form around? Well, you can find out live with us as we follow the game this afternoon, because as always, Argyle TV is the place to be for all of the action. Hello, good afternoon. I am Erin Black, and welcome to Matchday Live here on Argyle TV. I think we can all agree that it is very good to be home, isn't it? Back-to-back defeats have just deflated the good feeling around the club a little bit, but as we said, we're back here at home and we know how to get Home Park rocking. Good feeling around the club, and they've got a chance to pump it a little bit further today, as we know, and it's against a Preston side that are just 2 points above them in the table, so as always, it's looking nice and tight here in the Championship. You won't want to miss a thing here on Argyle TV with us, because the match passes, both audio and video, are available for you. Head over to the website, that's pafc.co.uk, and you can get all of the details on how to purchase those and join us for all of the action this afternoon. And I'm very pleased to say that joining me this afternoon for all of the action is none other than former Argyle forward Ian Stonebridge. Ian, thank you for being here with us this afternoon, and it's looking like a very lovely afternoon. Hopefully the football can match that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, sun's out, temperatures I think just about right. It's not too hot. I'm sure the players will be relishing the opportunity to get going. A little bit of maybe water on the pitch to help Argyle with that zip, and hopefully they can make a fast start.
Yeah, we know it hasn't been the best, couple of games for Argyle with those 2 away, defeats on the trot there. But we know how good the club can be at home.
Yeah, I think hopefully we can kind of put the away stuff in a little box, out of sight, out of mind for today, and really draw on those strong performances we've seen at home in recent games. Yeah,
well, if we look at this, they've won their last 3 here in a row, which is great. Lost just 1 of the last 7 at home. What do you think it is about Home Park that helps to generate that kind of good feeling, spirit and atmosphere?
Yeah, there's no doubt it's the Green Army that get behind the team, and as long as the players on the pitch give something for them to get behind, I think that's really important. So when we can make a fast start in the game and show that attacking intent at a nice early stage, I feel that gives everyone kind of the chance to get behind them, and maintain that intensity right throughout the game. We've seen some great performances here as a result of that.
Yeah, well, let's turn our attention to the squad then. Interesting turn of events, because I believe in total we've got 5 changes. So we'll start with the Argyle squad, of course, for the team news. Let's go from the top then. In goal, Dan Grimshaw, Barley Mumba, Cornell Such, Joe Edwards, Morgan Whitaker, Michael Obafemi, Adam Randall, Adam Forshaw, Rami El Haj, Freddie Isaka and Victor Paulson. And on the bench for Argyle, Marco Morosi, Nathaniel Ogbeta, Jordan Houghton, Julio Plegathuelo, Ryan Hardy, Callum Wright, Mustafa Bundu, Darko JB and Andre Gray. We know there's a few changes. We'll get stuck into the dynamics of that in a second, Ian. Freddie Isaka, first start. Fantastic for him.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I think maybe the chances he's had so far have maybe just been those bit part appearances, and sometimes in away games as well, where the type of game that it is, or the situation when he comes on, is not really ideal for a young player.
Yeah.
So I really hope today he can get a good start, really test whoever he's up against. We're kind of assuming, I think, that he'll be out on the wing, possibly wide left for Argyle. So see how fast Kane Kesler-Hayden really is,
Yeah. It seems like Rooney has got a lot of options up front, because we're used to seeing, really, I suppose, Ryan Hardy is kind of like a steadfast feature in the Argyle squad. This season, we are seeing that rotation between him. Now we've got Freddie Isaka in the mix, of course, Obafemi as well. There's a lot to play for the players.
There is. I thought Michael Obafemi was brilliant the last home game here. Got his goal, which is crucial for a striker in terms of confidence, but his hold-up play as well was excellent, and it was a real kind of key feature in Argyle getting out from the back and getting up the pitch. He brought others into the game in a way that was really helpful.
Yeah, we have got a football that's, I thought, Ian, you might have kicked that one away. I saw it
tempted.
rolling towards you under the camera there, an opportunity to get stuck back in. Joe Edwards, of course, in the lineup as well, our captain. His energy so far this season, I think, probably unparalleled.
Yeah, he's crucial. I think he sets the tone, he sets the expectations, both on and off the pitch, but I think crucially, when he's in the game, the way he puts pressure on his opposing number is just a great demonstration, really, of the type of tempo I think that Argyle want to play at, and those early challenges in a game I think really help to set a team stall out, and he's the manifestation of that in all ways.
Yeah, I mean, such an important, crucial player for the squad. I think it's fair to say we haven't seen that much creativity in terms of play, last couple of games for sure. What is it about, the team that you think they need to bring? Is it a case of, bringing in those new players like Freddie Asaka, getting that start, changing the formation around, changing the squad around with those 5 changes we're seeing today?
Yeah, I don't expect a change in shape necessarily, despite those 5 changes. I think Al Hadj is likely to go into the role that Callum Wright fulfilled in the week. Yeah. It will be crucial to get the ball into him in between the lines in those areas where he can be that creative force. We've seen some great stuff from him already. He'll be, I'm sure, itching to do even more, and I think hopefully Freddie out on the left maybe can benefit from Al Hadj in terms of his linking play and passes in between defenders. Hopefully we can see that today.
And one, I would say, glaring omission to the squad today, no Gibson, because we're kind of used to seeing him being a staple of, the back line here at the club. We don't actually know why he's not in, possibly an injury, or, what are your thoughts on that, Ian?
Yeah, it's a go as far as to say it's a shock, not just a surprise. It's a bit of a shock. He's been fantastic for Argyle this season, absolute rock at the back for us, and I think it's a big miss. However, it's a chance for Paulson to come in and stake a claim. Again, it's a team game. It's not just one player, and I think the communication and the togetherness of that back line, with Grimshaw behind, hopefully communicating and giving lots of direction is going to be important today, maybe even more important than usual. Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see how those changes play out over the course of the afternoon. And against our opposition, of course, Preston North End are the visitors today. So let's have a look and see how they are shaping up. We've got Freddie Woodman, Ben Whiteman, Liam Lindsay, Ali McCann, Emil Rees, Mads Frokjar Jensen, Robbie Brady, Jordan Story, Andrew Hughes, Sam Greenwood, Kane Kessler-Hayden, and on their bench, David Cornell, Jack Watmore, Leighton Stewart, Ryan Ledson, Stefan Thordarson, Jeppe Ockels, Dwayne Holmes, Kean Best, and Brad Potts. You mentioned Kane Kessler-Hayden earlier, Ian. He's a familiar face here at the club. Be interesting to see him back, albeit playing in a different colour shirt. Yeah, it will. We obviously know lots about him. I thought he did really well in his loan spell here. We know his best attributes. We know he's quick. We know he likes to go forward. So fingers crossed we can kind of put him on the back foot today. And again, it will be interesting. We're kind of expecting Freddie Asaka to be up against him. Yeah. It's going to be a good test. We know that Kessler-Hayden's got that pace, but we want to move him around, make him uncomfortable. He prefers going forward to defending, I think, so let's hope we can force him to do more of the defensive side of his job today. Do you think that is going to be one of the battles on the pitch to keep an eye on between those two? Absolutely, yeah. And I know I've already said it, but I think the start is crucial in that. If Freddie can get a good start and get a nice positive run where he puts pressure on the Preston back line early on, he can draw confidence from that. We know that the crowd will be desperate to get behind him, so hopefully he gets that opportunity to do something really positive early on, and I think his game will then be elevated after that. Yeah, and Sam Greenwood, we know he scored against Argyle in the past, an experienced player as part of an experienced championship team. Yeah, they are. Frokjar coming in as well, wears the number 10. Creative players tend to be in that role. I'm not just saying that because I was number 10, but I wasn't that at all. But yeah, Rees up front as well. I think that he's an all-action centre forward. His movement in and around the box is really good. He has lots of shots, creates lots of chances, and perhaps a surprise that he's only got 2 goals so far this season. I think he's probably unfortunate that he's not got a higher total than that. So that both Argyle centre-backs today will have their work cut out. He'll pull on their shoulder, he'll make their lives hard, he makes lots of good runs, and he tends to always be in and around it when the ball comes into the box as well. So crucial that Argyle are tight and they communicate to pass players on when they need to in the box.
Yeah. Preston themselves, not in particularly great form at the minute, so this does seem like a great opportunity for Argyle to capitalise on that at home. But of course, in the Championship, you can't take anything for granted, can you?
It's a crazy league. We say it every week, I think.
Yeah.
Clearly on paper, Argyle's home form and Preston's away form, it's an attractive fixture for us on that basis. But as we know, this league has a habit of throwing up surprises. I think it's just crucial that Argyle take confidence from how strong they've been here. The 5 changes from the performance that in midweek that was a little bit flat, I think is a good thing as well. It means that those players hopefully are coming in with a kind of fresh perspective and not had their confidence damaged too much by that performance, and we can see the benefits of that out on the pitch today.
Yeah. Let's have a quick turn of our attention to our socials. A few people have been getting in touch. Ian, some of these comments about today's game are quite interesting. I think there might be a little bit of division in opinion based on what we've had the last couple of games. Dan Cook got in touch earlier to say we're either going to play like 2008 Barcelona or play like 11 strangers who look like they've never seen a football before. Sometimes I think it does feel a bit like you don't know what you're going to get with Argyle. Are you feeling a bit more confident about, I think it's fair to say they're not going to play ideally like 11 strangers that haven't met before, but more positive when it's at home, surely?
Definitely. I think we can understand maybe the slight apprehension of players playing who maybe have not necessarily figured from the start. Certain debuts or starts for people where they haven't had them before, or maybe in slightly different roles. But by the same token, we're expecting the shape and the system and the style of play to be what we've seen so far this season. So in that respect, those players that are coming in, it's not new to them. They'll be working on this in training. Most of them have been involved in games already. So I don't think that there's if you like, an excuse on that front in terms of the unfamiliar aspect. But clearly, when that gets translated out onto the pitch on a Saturday afternoon, there are different pressures involved, and that's a new challenge for them, but I'm sure they can rise to it.
Yeah. Another comment we've had before we move on, this is from Argyle analyst actually, who says we may well fail to win today and people might start to panic, and if that happens we've got to remember that the season is long. We've showed we can beat anyone at home. We might only need to get it right for a few away games, and there should be a decent amount available for January. I think that's quite a measured, summation of everything that's happened so far.
It is. In football, I think we as fans love to probably celebrate a bit too much when we win a game and commiserate a bit too much and get down in the dumps when we don't get a result, and it's understandable. I think that's the last game is what we've got to go on. So for us, that wasn't so positive. Hopefully today can be a turning event. But yeah, I think that on the money there in terms of it's so early in the season. The crucial bit for Argyle, I think, is that at the moment, not picking up points away from home does put slightly more pressure on this home form, and without wishing to look too far forward, going to Leeds away is a really tough place, so getting points today would be fantastic. Yeah,
we did have some of the Argyle legends from the 74-75 season on the breakfast show this morning. You can catch it on Argyle TV if you haven't already, and it's worth remembering that they started their season with 8 away losses on the bounce at the beginning, so not all hope is lost here at Argyle this season so far. I think we've still got lots to look forward to, but as we know, it hasn't been the best return to form after the international break that Wayne Rooney and Argyle would have been after. So how is he feeling about today's game? Well, he caught up with Rob McNichol to talk about it.
There being such a short turnaround of things like the information you need to get into the players and tactical stuff about the opposition, but I assume you've been doing so this morning and all ready for tomorrow.
Yeah, we were preparing after the game on Wednesday night. We were on the bus preparing to go into the Preston game, and the players know now how we want to play, style of play, and how we want to press it. It may be different from game to game, but I think the players have a really good understanding of what we're trying to do, and it's whatever team are selected about them going out there and putting a good performance in.
I said to you when we were on the touchline at Millwall on Wednesday night that I imagine you'll be looking forward to getting back to home, and it's almost like changing into a different mode, isn't it? Because at home, 3 wins in a row, playing lovely football, scoring lots of goals. It's wanting to to get back to that if we can.
Yeah, of course, and I think we've had a difficult week. There's no denying that. I think come back after the international break, 2 away games, and two poor results from our point of view. So yeah, it's important we stop that and we get back on track, and a good opportunity. Preston are a good team. We know it'll be a difficult game, but it's a good opportunity for us to go and try and get 3 points against a good opposition.
Their season so far is not massively dissimilar to ours in the sense that I think they've had 3 wins and they've all been at home. I don't think they've won on the road yet, but they have picked up a few draws. They look like they're quite difficult to beat and haven't been shipping many goals of late. Is that a challenge for us?
Yeah, of course. I think every game is a challenge, and Preston historically in this league have been a very functional team, and I think with the new manager coming in, they're trying to play a bit more. They've got some good energy in the team. They're very aggressive out of possession, so we know exactly what they're going to come here and try and do. It's about us being able to handle that and cope with that, but also implement our game, which I feel if we do that, we've got the right players on the pitch tomorrow to try and win.
Yeah, it feels like their team's got they've got some experience, haven't they, running through that, and there's been a bit of continuity. So I suppose they've tried to hit the balance, haven't they, with changing head coach, but having quite a few players that have been there before. Yeah,
they have, and they've got some really good experienced players in this league. So from our point of view, we have to focus on what we want to do, try and nullify their strengths and exploit the weaknesses. And the same as every game, we've prepared for them. We're ready for them. It's about us going out there and trying to get rid of the last 2 games, because I think performance-wise and results-wise haven't been good enough.
Well, Ian, we said earlier, as some of the fans have alluded to online, there is not necessarily a need to panic just because some of the fixtures haven't gone our way at the moment.
No, absolutely not. Yes, the away form is something the coaching staff and the players are going to need to address, but today we're at home, so that positivity, I think, from our recent performances here can be what we focus on, and no reason not to expect 3 points today.
Yeah. Are you expecting a particular methodology when they kind of come out onto the pitch today? Are you looking for a fast start, something a bit more measured? What do you think might work?
I think as the home team, there's always an onus to show something, in an attacking sense. So I'd love to see them get the ball forward early, and we know they like to pass the ball, so we expect it to not be just necessarily lumped forward, although start of the game in the week nearly got a penalty by kind of doing just that.
Yeah.
So I think putting Preston under some early pressure at the back would be great to see. And as I mentioned already, I think trying to get the ball to Freddie and to those forward players who've come into the team to give them a chance to show what they can do early on would help with confidence, gives the crowd a chance to get behind the team, and I think the positivity can kind of flow from there.
Yeah. I know a lot of players are a little bit superstitious, and perhaps not having that away win, might be lingering in the conscience of them. Is it a bit of a weight as a player? I don't know if you've been in exactly the same position yourself, but when you're conscious of having a situation like that on your back, does it kind of mentally kind of burden you a little bit? I
think it probably does. I think lots of times that might not be something that you're necessarily conscious of or that you explicitly talk about. I think we did have a spell, so I don't know if I was there for the whole of the 18 months, but we certainly went 18 months without winning away when I was there. Not all my fault, obviously. No, it was. But working out maybe a different approach can sometimes be a bit of a psychological and a cultural break from that. I think everyone gets slightly bogged down in the travelling, slightly bogged down in the huge effort that the Argyle fans make to go and support those away trips. So I think then it feels even worse when we lose because players, staff, I guess rightly feel that they're letting the fans down on that front. So getting a little break from that in terms of can we just change the story? Can we change the narrative here and have some positivity? Today's an opportunity to do that. It's a home game. We've been good here. And then deal with that the next time they have to go on their travels. Yeah, I think that's the key, isn't it? Thinking about each moment as an opportunity to succeed rather than for something to go wrong. There is a team standing in Argyle's way today, of course, though, and that is Preston North End. They come into this afternoon's game having gone 4 matches without defeat. They got a great 2-2 draw at home to Norwich last time, having led 2-0 originally. How does their boss, Paul Heckingbottom, rate their chances today, though?
Moving on to Plymouth, what have you made of what they've done so far this season? They've been pretty strong on home turf in particular.
Yeah, they're back to where they'd want to be in terms of their home form. It's been like that over a number of years. They had a bad patch last season where they ended up changing a manager they didn't really want to, and you know, that's probably the only time they've not been really strong at home. This season started exactly the same. I think, yeah, although the style of play, how they want to play is the same, home and away, you can see that. There's certainly more intent about them when they play at home, and that's probably been reflected in the results.
Is the style that you want to play, this aggressive high press thing, something you can do wherever you go, home and away?
Yeah, 100%. But it's it's slightly different depending on who you're playing, but it still looks the same. But yeah, you just change maybe the line where you engage. Yeah, but that won't change. It's a mentality we want to keep practicing and trying to get better at it and impose ourselves on everyone, and then keep developing with the ball as well. We've had, like I said, we've been away to Middlesbrough and we're really good on the ball first half there, but didn't create too much. Burnley really good on the ball away from home. Oxford at the start of the game, first half hour arguably the best. I know we went down to 10 men in the second half, so yeah, we want that, but then with the same ability to win the ball back high, with the same organisation and aggression at set plays. So us working towards our best performance won't change, like whoever's in front of us.
Does this game give you a really good opportunity to make this a really good week? I mean, 7 points from 9 would be a very good return.
Yeah, always. That's always what, you know, if you can do that all season, you're up. So it's no point looking at it that way in terms of blocks of games and things. I think it's more about the next game, the next one in front of us. Well, also, you mentioned it earlier, we acknowledge how good they are at home. You look at the home record, we know it's going to be a tough game. But that's the same in any team that we're playing in this league.
Well, Ian, what have you made of Preston so far this season?
Yeah, obviously they've had a change in manager, and I think that's benefited them in certain ways. So they seem to be, you know, playing with a positive style, and as we've mentioned already, we've highlighted some of their individuals that could be a threat to Argyle today. I also do quite like the fact that they were 2-0 up and ended up drawing 2-2 in the week. I think, again, that's something that Argyle can take advantage of by starting the game well today. They obviously went 2-0 up. They also had a really good chance. Reece went through at 2-1, one-on-one with the keeper, put his shot wide. You know, at 3-1, you say that game might have then been kind of done and dusted for them. So they'll have been disappointed by that. They'll feel they should have got 3 points. And so coming here today, again, it's an away trip. I think Argyle can capitalise on that. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, we haven't got that long until kickoff now. I've got to mention the scarf I'm wearing, of course. The Argyle USA meetup is happening right now over in Chicago. So hopefully they're all in the Kerryman watching, ready for the match. I am representing back here in Plymouth. I hope you're all having a wonderful time out there. We're sending lots of love here from Home Park, and hopefully we can give all the fans, including those of you watching over in Chicago, that win that you so desperately want, and hopefully we can catch up with them at half-time and full-time, see what's been going on. Ian, final word from you. How do you think Argyle go out and win this?
Yeah, I've said it a few times. I think that positive start's crucial. Get the players to our attacking, creative players in those good areas on the pitch, and that can really put Preston under pressure. Green Army can get behind them, and then we can hopefully go from there.
Yeah, well, we're gearing up for it. Fingers crossed Argyle do it. A 4th one on the bounce here at home. Ready to go here on Argyle TV. Very quick reminder, if you haven't got your passes already, get them from the website. It's Rob McNichol and Katie Middleton on comms. Argyle v Preston coming up next.